Sometimes one existence is not enough to go from child of God to son of God. That is why it is necessary to know all the twists and turns of the cavalcade on earth of the sheep of Jesus Christ and the price to be paid, the things to do and not to do in order to secure one's life path and become a child of God, the son then of God, and know that the Son of God. Producing the sons of God is the strategic objective of the Decretum Absolutum. The purpose of this script is to bring to the sheep of God the certainties that faith in God and in Jesus is not an illusion. It is a pillar to manifest the glory of God on earth and to enter into the process of building up the sons of God, for the realization of the secular promise of God to his sheep in substitution response to apostasy. This script unearths truths to be revealed to help the elect to understand not only the complexity of the process of glorification of the body which is linked to the edification of the Christs, but also and above all to demonstrate all the seriousness and the sacrifices that must be made to arouse the grace of God and facilitate the passage on the path of life, the path of the glorification of God. To live in the bliss of God, it is necessary to spiritualize the flesh, because the unglamified flesh cannot bear the light of eternity. In short, the culmination of a cycle of spiritual metamorphosis is very long and requires living without existing on this earth in this fallen world. The mission of the Christ covenant system and the Christ paradigm on earth is to edify the sons of God starting from the lost sheep. We are experiencing on this earth the love of God, his sacrificial love John 1 verse 16, and his fusional love John 17 verses 21 to 25. Thanks to unity and the communion of the Spirit, the Son of God will live through Jesus Christ, that is to say through the Holy Spirit. Such is the Father, such is the Son, such is the adopted Son. The process of building up the Son of God is spiritual, and allows the child of God to mature his spirit and to spiritualize his pulpit until he submits to the sting of death. It is a question of reducing to nothing the impact of the flesh on the spirit of man. It is said that he has aligned the body with his soul and his body and his soul with his spirit. Thus, the power of the flesh over the spirit is cancelled. We live the affection of the East, supported by the Christ paradigm. This level of elevation and perfection is only achieved with the Spirit of God who ensnares the human spirit, and man lives only with the Spirit of God who has totally subdued the telluric power. Thus we build and a posture of a perfect man with an incorruptible body called glorified. Jesus Christ was called the Son of God because beyond the flesh his spirit was the Spirit of God. He carried a body and this body was free from the sting of death. That's why he was called the Son of God. An incarnate word can only be Son because God is Spirit. The layer of flesh added to the Spirit of God gives gravity and a material relief to his spirit. Citate Vatri Servitor Emain David 2 for Lavera Christian Church.